Thank you guys so much for joining us this year. Isn't it nice to be out of your bedroom, away from your Zoom, and looking at one another? So we want to do a couple of things. First of all, how many of you, this is your first Federation conference? Okay, everybody look around. You see those folks? We want to make sure they feel welcome, right? So let's do what we always do. Everybody stand up. You guys know I was raised deep in the church. Let's shake hands, let's hug, let's, however you welcome the person beside you. Yes. Okay, guys, let's do some thank yous. We have some amazing sponsors. You'll see their signs everywhere. You just cannot imagine how much they help us. But I've got to give a real shout out to one of our sponsors because they're the reason you're here. And this is a story you don't know. When we were trying to determine where we were going to go this year, there was no room in the inn anywhere. And part of the issue is a lot of you work on federal money. So you need the per diem to be a particular amount. Not a hotel anywhere that would do that. Oklahoma, the Department of Behavioral Health said, we will underwrite your conference so your folks can stay in rooms. Let's definitely hear it for them. The generosity was amazing. So a big thank you to them. And we have many, many more sponsors. When you see their names and you run into some of them, please thank them because we really could not do this without them. The other people who are just incredibly helpful with this are our exhibitors. Have you guys seen all the exhibitors we've got here this year? Now, I don't know if the folks have gotten here yet, but we've got a number of exhibitors that are going to be selling jewelry and are they here now? So do some Christmas shopping and enjoy our local artisans. We're so excited to have them also. Okay, if you see these folks, this is our board. These are the people who help me more than anyone. They are incredible. Without them, I don't know what I'd be doing. So Joy Hogue, who is our president, is not with us. She had a family emergency, but all these other folks, Diana, Josh, Sherry, Tika, who you guys have figured out she can't work with the chairs. Tina and Dennis are all around. Just say thank you to them. If you've got anything you need to talk to them about, grab them. They'll be happy to talk to you. But thanks to my board for their amazing support. Okay, I want to talk to you about a few things we've done, some of them since we last saw you, and just let's all get on the same page here. So we did a name change just before the pandemic, and maybe that's why the whole world went dark, I don't know. But we did some surveys and some focus groups with our chapters. And what we learned was their service array, their focus had expanded unbelievably. And they now are working with people who have families who have both challenges in the behavioral health world and in the substance use world. And you guys, show of hands, how many of us know how those go together so often? We've all, lots of us, yes, lots of us have that experience. So we listened to that. And then we learned that our chapters, our affiliates, are working with families who have older children. We have a generation now who are living at home longer than they used to, right? So we learned that we have families who have children in their 30s, even their 40s, who still have significant mental health and substance use issues, and that they're still supporting them. So I met with the board and I said, I believe we might be out of step with our chapters. And the national office needs to reflect the work of the good work that's happening on the ground. And at that time, we agreed that we would change the name from National Federation for Children's Mental Health to the National Federation of Families. So that's why you see a name change. If it's the first time you're seeing it, it changes nothing that we're doing. We are still all about family voice. We are still all about incredible peer support for our families and their children. But we did change our name to reflect the work that's happening in our chapters. We also, I don't know if all of you know, but the Federation was awarded SAMHSA's first National Family Support Technical Assistance Center 2 years ago. It's a darn curious thing. They decided they wanted to do a family support technical assistance center, and they gave it to a family-run organization. Wow. Who would have thought we would live that long? Gail, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. She's Gail Cormier is the project director for the Technical Assistance Center. These guys are so busy. They do all kinds of webinars. They do office hours for family leaders. They do family connections for families. They produce products. If you are not hooked up with them, please get hooked up with them, because there are some amazing events going on there that I want you to be able to be a part of. Also, after many, many years of thinking about this, the Technical Assistance Center is in the process of designing I can't even think of a word, an unbelievable family peer specialist curriculum. It will be online, it's self-paced, it's interactive, but here's the best part, it's free. It's free to everyone. Now, we're going to do some piloting this spring. We'll get this thing up and running soon. You will know about it. Please, please. I know we get calls all the time, people saying, where can we get training? Where can we get training? You will have a place to get comprehensive training, and anybody can use it. So pay attention to that. And there I am again. You gotta laugh. Okay, children's mental health. So let's think about this. You know, we've been doing Children's Mental Health Awareness Week for a long time. So this year we made a change, and we decided, enough of this awareness stuff. We're gonna do children's mental health acceptance. We don't want people aware of our kids anymore. We want our children accepted, right? Yes. So we are making this change. You will get information about it. We are going to ask you, please, to make the same changes in your communities. We are demanding acceptance. We're going to be working, Congresswoman Grace Napolitano, who is from California, was the person who was instrumental in getting Congress to acknowledge children's mental health awareness. We're going to work with her and get her to get that changed. And we will be working with children's mental health acceptance now. It's about damn time. Okay, here's another thing we're doing. And some folks have asked me why, but there's a reason for this. So there are statewide family networks. And truly, the statewide family networks are not connected to the Federation. A lot of our chapters are statewide family networks. But this is a thing that I've watched for several years. And I don't know about you, but I get nervous about the funding for our statewide family networks. Anybody else get nervous about it? It comes, it goes, it's up, it's down. We don't want that anymore. So I've been working very closely with the executive director of Family Voices. Some of you may know Nora Wells. And she went through this process several years ago, and she got the family to families embedded in legislation. So every state has a family to family organization, and it's protected federally. That's what we want for the statewide family networks. We want one in every state. We want them protected. We're going after that. It's going to take a minute, but we will keep you updated. The one difference in what we're doing and what they did, we are including in our request that you must be a family-run organization to become a statewide family network. So we will keep you up to date. We will let you know how that's going. That's big on our priority list. We've got to wait till we get through this election cycle and see who's still in place, so we'll know who we're talking to, and then we'll be moving forward. Peer certification. So, you know, we have a national peer certification that we've had for several years. And this got more interesting with President Biden's State of the Union, when he announced that the administration is extremely interested in national certification. Now, since then, the administration has walked that back a little bit, and they've said they're really interested in national competencies for peers. Well, the Office of Recovery with SAMHSA is where this has landed for the most part. And we're working very closely with them to ensure that family peers are included in anything that happens with this. This will be a long process, but we will keep you up to date, and we'll let you know how this continues to roll out. Do not be surprised if you get an email from me that says, we need you to weigh in with SAMHSA on this particular issue. If you get that, please do so, because we're trying to protect family peers. Okay, whoa. All right. Our social justice campaign is another thing that we are starting this year. During the pandemic, I spent a lot of time watching the news, which I don't usually, but I learned so much about how to move things forward in a social justice framework. And as I watched it, I kept thinking, and I know Sean's going to have some thoughts on this also when he's talking, you know, we don't have a lot of social justice for kids who are experiencing mental health and substance use challenges. And we want that to change. We want our children and their families to no longer have to endure prejudice and discrimination and bias, and we are going to go after that. We'll go after it at every level. We will go after it in the schools, with the media. We want a change, and we want it quickly. So you may also get information from us about that, asking you to please, at the grassroots level, help us with this, and we will keep you up to date. We'll send you resources. You'll have everything we've got. But let's get some social justice for our kids. All right. And let's get Lynda to learn how to do this. All right. So the other thing, we just had a meeting with our EDs. We're doing some reimagining with our affiliates. We want to really lift our affiliates up this year. And we're doing some restructuring with some of our membership requirements, which I think is just going to be amazing. Here's what I would say. Some of you have contacted us, your organization has contacted us probably through Michelle, and you have said, we would like to be considered to be an affiliate for the Federation. And she has been putting you off because we had to get some of this work done first. She will be getting in touch with you. If you have not reached out to her about being an affiliate, please get in touch with her. We're going to be opening memberships up starting in January. If you are a family-run organization, we would love to have you become a part of our family. Please be the last one. Okay. So a new year's beginning for us guys. Our new year begins in October, and then we celebrate another one in January, but it begins in October every year. We've got a ton of things going on. And I can't see real well, but I want to see, and I don't even think they're here. Are my staff in here right now? A few. If you're here and you are one of our staff, would you please stand up? I think most of them are out working. They're like, what do you think? We can't be in there. When you guys, if you're out, you know, wandering around and you see the people who have the little thing on that looks like they work for the hotel, they really don't work for the hotel. That's their name badges. Please just give them a hug. Tell them what a good job they're doing. We are such a small staff. To try to pull something off like this is amazing. And we do it because we love it. So a round of applause for them.